Hi guys, and welcome to the 5th video in this Hustler Costler series. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the arena, how to play, hopefully how to win or at least get some good points, and what is in the shop and what's worth buying from the shop. First thing we need to do is scroll down to the bottom of the screen to where the map is. That will take us outside the castle to where all the playable areas are. Next, just tap on the arena. It's at the bottom middle of the screen. 3 areas on the main screen here. We have the tournament, which is where you fight other players. You can either use tournament tickets, which are quite hard to get. We currently have 6, or for food. For tickets, you can see our rewards: 250. 200, 150, 150, plus for first, second or third we'll get a chest. If we play for food, on the other hand, the points we get go down, but we do get a tournament ticket if we're lucky enough to get first place. To the right hand side we have season leaders. These guys have scored the most points in the arena, and tapping on the leaders tab there will show you who's placed where. The other red tab at the top of the screen takes you to a store where you can buy really good things for the prizes you have won in the arena. Also underneath that is an orange tab where you can watch an advert and get 100 points for that. This comes about twice a day, and it is quite handy to get an extra 200 points. Okay, going into the store now. The items here are without doubt some of the best in the game. The only other items that can better the arena items are the event items you get from events, but it varies. One thing we haven't got any of, and is really handy for our troops, are artifacts. They come in different rarities like any other weapon or armour, but you won't find them in grey or green, only blue, purple and orange. This Rune of Authority here costs 1,500, so they are quite expensive, and they go into a spare slot underneath your armour on your troop. This one, it says activates once in a while when an enemy is resurrected. It's called Bad Doctor. Reduces health restoration efficiency in all enemies by 30 to 40%. Lasts for 6 seconds. And it activates once every 8 seconds. So the bad thing with this is it only activates when an enemy has died and then been resurrected by a mage. That's not going to happen all the time, so this artifact won't work all the time. But it is, the Bad Doctor part of it is one of the best types of rune you can get in the game, as it reduces the health restoration. A tank with a sword who heals, or his healing will go down, and any mages with healing ability, how much health they heal will go down. So that's good. The only bad thing is the activation, and these change. So you might come across another one with Bad Doctor, but it might be just once in a while, not once in a while when an enemy is resurrected. As you level up in the game and you get further into it, more artifacts will appear here too. And as you upgrade your levels, the rarities will upgrade too. Because we're low level, we only have access to the blue rare artifacts. Underneath that we have weapons. Again, these weapons cost you not as much as the artifact, but they do cost. But again, they are good and they will have different effects to the normal weapons in the game. This scepter for the mage, it says once in a while stuns an enemy for 1.2 seconds plus time that you would gain from how much spell power So it stuns an enemy for 1.2 seconds plus time, depending on how much spell power you have. The more spell power you have, the more time bonus is added to the 1.2 seconds. Also, you will notice the requirements between level 27 and 28, so it has a very small window for you to use it on. Next is another scepter. Once in a while, instantly kills a target if it has less than 25% health. Each enemy unit will take 35% of the damage done. So if you have a tank that has a lot of health and your troops manage to get his health down to less than 25%, this weapon will kill him, and the damage it would have done will be split between other enemies in the team to 35%. Again, the requirements are 23 to level 24, and that's for a mage too. This is a really good weapon as well. This rare weapon, it has a question mark because it's random what you'll get. You don't know what you'll get. It's just it could be good, it could be bad. It's a gamble. Same with the amulet, ring, and armor. Now we have 2 chests. These cost quite a lot of points as well, but you get between 3 and 6 arena items. Again, they're going to be the blue rarity, and it's a gamble on what you get. They might be good items, they might be not so good. It's a bit of a gamble, and it's the same with the master's chest. You get between 8 and 14 rare items. When you level up and you upgrade your throne room, this chest will change and you'll get between 2 and 4 legendary items as well as rare items. That chest is actually quite good, especially if you don't hardly have any arena items, because even if you just get 2, you'll be able to use and equip them. If you get 4, then that's a great bonus. Okay, going back out of here, what we want to try and do is fight in the arena, try and get as many points as we can. It's not going to be a quick thing, and save up 1,500 points to buy an artifact here. I'm not sure I would buy this artifact, although the bad doctor skill is really good. The fact that it activates only when someone has been resurrected is bad, and that's kind of a random thing. It doesn't always appear like that. Also, all of these items change once a week. We have currently 1 day 21 hours left. When the timer runs out, you'll get a different item and they rotate. If you wanted to spend 50 diamonds, you would click this tab here and it will change it straight away, so you can see. I don't want to spend diamonds on anything at the moment because I'm saving up for a second builder. That way I can not just build rooms but upgrade rooms, or upgrade 2 rooms at the same time, which is handy. I wouldn't recommend getting more than 2 builders because the cost of upgrades goes up, and quite frankly you won't have the gold to keep the builders busy. But 2 builders is handy to have. Okay, to participate in a tournament, either select food if you want to pay with food, or use a tournament ticket if you've got tournament tickets. They are harder to get. Tap on participate, check if that's the team you want to use, and if you tap on your troops, you can change items before you actually enter. See if you've got any upgrades that they can use, etc. And then confirm. Now the game is looking for other players who also want to fight in the tournament that match your eye power, give or take. Now you can see there's 15 people in total, you and 14 others, and you have a timer in the top right. You have to get your fight in before the timer runs out. You can, even if it's down to 1 or 2 seconds, you can still get your fight in. First thing to do is to tap on one of the players here and look at their eye power and compare it to yours, and then with the arrow down the bottom tap onto the next one. The first fight we want to do is someone with equal eye power to our own. We don't want to get a lot of points straight away. So the nearest one to us is this 41 guy, Maffio, in 3rd place. How you start at the top depends on how many trophies you have. If you have a lot of trophies, you'll start high at the top. Ideally, you want as fewer trophies as possible. And when you get lower than 25 seconds, the thing flashes just to hurry you up. So we're going to fight this guy first. Also, when you at the start, whoever you fight and wherever you are in this pyramid, you'll get the same amount of points from them all, which is 30. That changes in the second round. The longer it takes, the battle time in the center here, the longer it takes, the less points you get as the seconds count up, so your points count down. On the first attack, you want to attack and you want to try and get points, but you don't want to get maximum points, so I recommend attacking someone that's a bit more difficult. Again, if you lose, you don't get any points for that, although you do gain 5 points. If you look on the right hand side here on this chart, if you don't attack at all, you don't get any points. If you do attack and lose, you do get 5 points, and you want to try and get as many points as possible. Now you can see some people got a maximum of 30 points. Jack off here at the top, he's already done his second fight, he's got maximum points on both, so he's sitting here at 60 points. All of the people above us, so it's 7th and upwards, we can get maximum of 45 points. People below us in 9th and less, we can only get 30. So ideally you want to fight and win people that are above you. So again, just tap on a player, look at their eye power, and pick on one you can win. And that's basically it. Hopefully, just doing that alone, you'll do quite well in the tournament. Took 13 seconds, 43 points out of 45 is quite good. When you're right at the top, everyone below you is on the lesser amount of points. You don't want to be high. To be honest, I didn't really want to be as high as 2nd. Ideally you want to be 4th or lower. So that will give you at least 3 people above to fight. We've still got 3 more battles, and I can only get more points on this guy above, which I've already fought, so I can't fight him again. So now I have to attack below me, and to get the maximum points on people below me, I have to kill them as quick as I can. So you have to find someone with the lowest amount of eye power, so you can finish them off quick and try and get the most amount of points. It's also worth noting when you're looking at your players, not just their eye power, but look at a quick look at their armour. If, like this guy, they've got very basic armour on, they're unlikely to have any special items. He hasn't got any runes, rings or artifacts. The one ring he has got is just for gold production, which doesn't help. So he's only 19,000 eye power. We'll attack him and try and get the most amount of points we can. Maximum points for him. And I think we'll do the same in the next round. Jack off here, he'll get in number 1 spot because he has the most points. He does have a legendary bow, so that's really good. It is level 8, it is a slightly lower level, but legendary stuff is really good. And he has a troop here wearing a treasurer's suit, so that's not helpful. Next to no health on this one, very easy to kill. I think what I'm going to do is leave Jack off till last to claim the most amount of points, because if I beat him and get the most amount of points, I think it's better if I attack low for this one. Again, a quick look. Maximum points for this one too, 8 seconds. You've got a replay button on the bottom here, like in a normal attack, and you've also got the blue box there for your statistics. If you lost to someone you think you could have killed, clicking on that, then you can see more of the detail. Sometimes when you lose to someone you think you should have beat, that might come down to if they got crits where they get double damage, that can knock you out. Eye power is very roughly based. You can't, because someone has less or more eye power than you, doesn't mean you're going to win or lose against them. It's just a really rough guide. I'm going to wait now to see where Jackoff fights and how many points he gets. This tab in the middle towards the left hand side, if you click the arrow down, you'll get the list of players, who they fought and how many points. Jackoff beat the last guy to get a maximum of 30 points. That's all he could do. If I fight lower, the maximum I can get is 30 points, but if I attack him I can get a maximum of 45 points. So I'll do that. He doesn't have any rings or artifacts. Got a dodge ring and nothing there either. Spells. Got 43 points. That's 13 points more than he got. And we won that arena. It won't always go to plan. Sometimes there'll be people in the arena that have a much higher level, a much higher eye power than you are. It's just sometimes the way it goes. If you got lucky like I did here, then you can possibly win. Sometimes the players are much higher than you and you can't get anywhere, but if just by participating you'll get points. If you attack and lose, you still get points. After attacking and losing a lot, the game will reward you with a chest of 1,000 points. So even if you feel like you aren't getting anywhere and can't beat anyone, keep going, because you'll end up getting a lot of points out of the game anyway. So that is the arena. And if there was any attacks you didn't understand, if you saw one player beat another player and their eye powers were much different, you can click on this arrow at the top towards the left and look at their replays. You can also share the replay with your clan if something was funny or whatever, and you can go right back. This is stage 5, the last stage. You can scroll down and look at the other stages as well, and you can see who attacked who. I always make sure to attack at the start, attack someone who has the most eye power. I want to try and get points, but not a huge amount of points, because I want to start below other players so I can attack upwards, because the most amount of points is from people above you. Like you saw in this video, people below me had 30 points, people above me had 45. Even if I lose a little bit of time killing them, I still get much more points than the 30 I would have done on someone lower, and that's kind of the goal. But you don't want to be in the top spot too early on, otherwise you can only attack down, and to get the most points you want to be attacking up. So, and if you don't attack at all, it's possible to not attack, but if you do, you lose for 5 points. So it's better to attack and lose than not to attack at all. Claiming on the reward will put you back in this, and you can go back in. If you're quick enough, you might join the same players as you were back in there with. That can be handy, because if you lost to someone, then you know not to attack them next time. Or it might be again a completely random bunch of players. But to get our reward we just won, come on out of there, go back to your castle and click on the bubbles here, and your reward, all rewards will be on the right hand side centre of the screen on the scroll where the number 1 is. Tapping on that, you get our tournament reward. Congratulations, you defeated all opponents in the arena and took the top place in this land's cruelest tournament. 310 and a chest. In the chest I get somewhere between 50 and 150 more points, the possibility of getting a legendary item, an epic, rare or uncommon item, and hopefully a tournament ticket. But these are definitely not guaranteed. They aren't in any chest. In any chest you open, if it says you might get, think of it as you probably won't get. And claim that chest has gone into your storage with other chests, and your points just go where the points go.
Yeah!
And that's the arena. It doesn't change. The difficulty of players change as you level up and go up. Sometimes you'll participate and all the other players will be easy compared to you, easy to beat. Other times they'll be much harder. You just have to go with the flow. Another thing, I would recommend watching adverts for the extra 100 points, because when you have enough points you want to try and definitely want to get artifacts, although some artifacts are worse than others, and also sometimes the armor and weapons are really good too. These are the best items you can get in the game apart from event items, but some of these arena items can be better than event items too. And that is the arena. I hope you fight in the arena and do well too, and get equipment to level up your troops, because the arena equipment is the best in the game. That about sums up our video for today. Thank you for watching. Like if you liked, subscribe for more, and leave a comment if there's anything you'd like me to do in future videos. Thank you. Bye.